Hello, Ernest.
Hello.
Welcome to Denmark.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Good. What are you doing here?
Well, we're here to perform the traditional quadrille dance of the United States Virgin Islands.
Really? What is it about?
Well, the United States Virgin Islands used to be the Danish West Indies. And so we have a lot of Danish influence there. And one of our favorite things to do is this traditional dance that we call quadrille. And it came from Europe back in the 1700s and came over to the Virgin Islands in the 1800s. And we've been doing it ever since. There's some traditional steps that we do. And my group, we like to do things a little more fancy, a little more not traditional sometimes. But we still do a lot of the traditional steps.
I keep thinking because it's the Caribbean, right?
That's right.
And you brought a European, because I associate Europe with stiffness, quadrilles. And how do you mix that with the Caribbean?
Well, we have thrown in our Caribbean influence. So we do the traditional movements that are a little stiff, but we throw in a little extra movement.
The hips.
Exactly. We throw in the hips and the bands. The bands are incredible. When the traditional Quelbe bands, we call the music Quelbe, and we call the dance quadrille. And the Quelbe bands, they use these makeshift traditional instruments because we've been dancing the dance so long they didn't have professional instruments.
So what instruments
they
are
would
those?
turn over a bucket and make it into a drum. They would string together fishing line and make a banjo or a guitar. Or they would have the triangle to make that sound. And so these instruments come together to make this traditional music that we dance the quadrille dance to, which is called Quelbe music. And those bands used to be called scratch bands. Now they use some professional instruments, but they still use a lot of the traditional instruments to give the music an authentic sound. And it's wonderful music, it's wonderful dance, it's just fun, it's good exercise too.
So the music and on the dancing, does it have any part in your history?
Oh yes, it plays an important part in our history. Like I said, we've been dancing the dance since the 1800s in the U.S., well, in what are now the U.S. Virgin Islands. And even in the days of slavery, the types of music and the expression, it was used to kind of bring the crowds together so that they could populate and discuss what they were going to do to change their situation. So not particularly the Quelbe or the quadrille, but the Carrizo and Caizo music, which influenced the traditional Quelbe and quadrille music as well. So it helped the enslaved Africans who were in the Virgin Islands to kind of get together in a way that their slave masters couldn't understand particularly, and to move forward to get them to another level.
I heard about in the U.S. During the slavery, they used a song. That's where you got the song and the blues. Is the dancing in the West Indian Islands?
Well, it's interesting that in the United States they dance a dance that they call the square dance.
And that became that, years ago when they had that movement.
Yes, and the square dance originally originated in Europe as well. And so many of the movements are similar. So,
you mind showing me?
Well, we do a traditional step that we call a polka step, where you do a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But the quadrille dance, you dance it started with a group of just 4 dancers, 2 ladies and 2 gentlemen. Then it grew and there were 4 couples.
Sounds
4
very
ladies
French.
And 4 gentlemen. And then now we've adapted the dance so much that we can dance a quadrille dance with as many couples that can fit on the dance floor, because we like to have fun.
Press right back and hold a line. Right mid. Withdraw. Oh, and 4 partners round. Ladies, take away. Ladies alone. Balancing. Press right back dancer. All gentlemen from the take your partners in hand.